విధానంలో డాక్టర్ బిఆర్ అంబేద్కర్ ఓపెన్ యూనివర్సిటీ దేశంలోనే మొట్టమొదటి సార్వత్రిక విశ్వవిద్యాలయం. దాదాపు 2.5 దశాబ్దాలుగా దూర విద్యా విధానం ద్వారా కంప్యూటర్ కోర్సును అనుసంధానం చేస్తూ BA, BCom, BSc డిగ్రీ కోర్సులను అందిస్తోంది. పోస్ట్ గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ స్థాయి, డిగ్రీ, డిప్లొమా స్థాయి కోర్సులను ఔత్సాహికులైన విద్యార్థులకు అందిస్తోంది. డెవలప్మెంట్ స్టడీస్లో సెంటర్ ఫర్ ఎకనామిక్స్ అండ్ సోషల్ స్టడీస్ ద్వారా ఎంఫిల్, PhDతో పాటు విశ్వవిద్యాలయమే స్వయంగా దూర విద్యా విధాన అంశంపైన PhD వంటి పరిశోధనా కోర్సులు ప్రవేశపెట్టింది. రాష్ట్ర వ్యాప్తంగా సుమారు 4.5 లక్షల మంది విద్యార్థులు ఈ విశ్వవిద్యాలయం నుంచి ఉన్నత విద్యావకాశాలు పొందుతున్నారు. డాక్టర్ బిఆర్ అంబేద్కర్ సార్వత్రిక విశ్వవిద్యాలయం స్థానికంగా స్వయం బోధనా పద్ధతిలో ముద్రణ రూపంలో రూపొందించిన కోర్స్ మెటీరియల్ అందిస్తోంది. కోర్స్ మెటీరియల్ అధ్యయనానికి సహకరించే విధంగా రేడియో, టెలివిజన్ పాఠ్యాంశాల ఆధారంగా కార్యక్రమాలు ప్రసారం చేస్తోంది. అధ్యయన కేంద్రాల ద్వారా ఏర్పాటు చేసే సలహా సంసర్గ తరగతులు, సైన్స్ ప్రాక్టికల్ సౌకర్యాలు విద్యార్థులకు స్వయం అధ్యయనానికి ఒక చక్కటి అవకాశం. ఇవి విద్యార్థి సమీపంలో ఉండే అధ్యయన కేంద్రం నుంచే పొందొచ్చు.
Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to the teleconference program of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. This teleconference program is intended for the Master of Library and Information Science students of Ambedkar Open University, and this program will continue for 60 minutes, and in the first 30 minutes the experts will give you an overview of the subject, and in the next half an hour the students are encouraged to interact with the experts to clear their doubts. The viewers who want to interact with the experts may call on the following numbers: 040-2703-1431, 040-2703-1432, 040-270-31433. Traditionally, the librarians have devised different methods and tools like classification, cataloging, indexing, abstracting, bibliography, so on and so forth, in order to organize, store and retrieve the information. With the emergence of the internet, a large volume of information is available to the users just with the press of a button or a mouse click. In order to search the numerous databases that are available on the internet and also the information that is available on the internet in different formats, the users require a very strong interface to search the information from the internet. So, several companies and institutions, they have developed some such aids in order to fetch the required information from the websites. So, today we will be discussing about internet search engines and search techniques. To explain this topic in detail, we have with us in the studios two eminent persons from our profession, Professor V. Chandrasekhar Rao garu, who is the head Department of Library and Information Sciences, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, and the next resource person we have with us is Dr. E. Ramareddy garu. He is retired as a librarian from University of Hyderabad. Presently, he is working as visiting faculty in one of the universities in Thailand. Welcome you, sir, to the discussion. To initiate the discussion, first I would like to ask Dr. Chandrasekhar Rao garu to explain what is a search engine and explain what are the functions it does for retrieving the information from the internet.
Thank you, Dr. Saroja. A search engine is basically a program that searches and retrieves the information needed by the users from the internet or the web or any database as such. So, as you said, a library is an organized collection, and there you can have different tools to locate the information like a catalog. In case if you want help from the librarian may give you show you the information where is it available and you can use it. So, like that the web on the other hand is a collection of heterogeneous documents, uncontrolled information documents. So, it is very difficult to get information from the web. So, if you go to the library and ask the librarian, I want some information on the India, generally the librarian generally asks you, any user. So, he asks you to define the scope. There we call them as a reference interview. There, so he can ask about what is exactly the user wants. So, maybe a geographical aspects of the India or political aspects or the historical aspects. So, you can cut down the amount of information, restrict and narrow down, and you can show. But in the internet, so when you ask for, suppose you give the word like India, so you get millions of documents from many search engines. So, of course, there are some nowadays these certain search engines, they are giving the phrases and their context also. So, basically a search engine is a program that searches the documents for specified keywords and retrieves the information from the internet or the web. We have thousands of search engines we have. So, maybe the popularly known Google, Yahoo or Bing, the Lycos, Cyrus, Mama. So, like that thousands of search engines all over the world we have. So, basically they help the user to retrieve the information from the internet or the web.
Thank you, Dr. Chandrasekhar Rao garu. Sir has said that the information that is available in the library is more organized, and the information that is available on the internet is more or less, there is no it's in an unorganized fashion. So, how does this search engines work? What is the mechanism? Dr. Ramireddy garu, can you please explain to the viewers?
Yeah, in fact, as in continuation to what Professor Chandrasekhar Rao was mentioning about, if you look back, the librarians were a kind of search engines in the beginning before the era of the internet, because the librarian, he or she at the reference desk was able to get the information what the user wanted in whatever the format in it. So, the librarian used to gather that information and then try to provide or direct and things like that. In the same way, the search engines, when in the internet era, the search engines make quite a lot of difference, because the information overload is so heavy and so huge, and the format in which the information is available make the search engines very important to search and then retrieve information from the internet or the databases. If we have to look at how the search engine works, and right now if you look at each search engine is different from one another in some ways or other, though the general characteristics may be the same, but many search engines are different in approach of collecting information, indexing them, storing them, and then giving the retrieval when the user asks for a search. In that sense, most search engines are different, and it is possible that there are also no standards as such for search engines to do a search in a particular way. Each search engine works differently. Like we have, as rightly said, about the Google, Yahoo, Bing, Lycos, Excite, and so many other search engines use different methods in searching the information. Most of the search engines get the information from the search pages, and whenever a query goes onto the database or the internet, what the search engine does is that the indexed terms from the searched pages are retrieved, and then also it gives a relevance of ranking of how you ask a question. If you put a question or a query, and that query is quite important for the user to make. Today, of course, it's quite different from what it was maybe about 5 years back. In the beginning, there used to be a structured way of searching using the search techniques. Now, you can search any of the electronic information resources using even natural language. A user can directly put in whatever he or she wants in a query, and then the information can be got. But in order to make the search engines retrieve better, the authors are the people who create the databases, create the web pages, need to look at certain kinds of ideas in which the information is stored. In the sense, whenever the title is supposed to be the key one in any of these, and most of the time the title has to be put in some kind of a parenthesis in a HTML language, where the highlighting of those will be picked up by the search engines.
So, you mean to say that the upper portion of the website, or the title, or the
Yes.
home page information contained in the home page,
Right.
will be easily indexed and retrieved by the
Yes,
search engines?
because the search crawlers directly get onto the titles, keywords, and also the top of the page of each page, of top of the page rather than the middle or the last page. So, in the sense, and also the headers, the head, subheading and sub-subheadings, if they are quite important for the search engines to capture that data and index them. And the index is the key for the search engines to really retrieve information based on the searches of the user. And if you can look at some of the examples, we can definitely see some good examples.
Here in this visual, you can see how a search engine works, and then here you can see a spider like thing where the search engine, the crawlers, they visit the numerous websites to fetch the information for the user. In this visual, it is explained, as Dr. Ramareddy has said, this is the how Google search engine works. The visual explains how the Google search engine works. To continue the discussion, so far we have discussed the concept of search engine, and then how the search engine works. The web crawler, which is present, a program which is present in the search engine, it crawls through the websites, different numerous websites, to fetch those pages for the user, and then the contents of these web pages, they get indexed and they are sent to the index server. Then once the search terms are indexed, then the search, once the query is sent to the web server of that particular search engine, the web server receives the query and fetches the keywords from the terms already available in the index file.
Index file, yes.
So, and then the results then are again they are sorted according to the relevance
ranking
of the query before they are displayed to the user. So, this is how the search engine works, as explained by our experts. Now, let us continue the discussion with Sir Dr. Chandrasekhar Rao. Is there any way that we can classify the search engines?
Yeah, basically we can classify them as automatic search engines or human powered directories or hybrid search engines. In the automatic search engines, the entire process what you have explained, So, of indexing the terms and then by the crawler or the robots or the then spiders. So, that is indexed from the different web pages, maybe 600K per second. That is the speed of how the crawlers they work and index the terms. Then it is after indexing that one, then the filtering, the siphoning of these sites is done. So, this is basically the automatic search engines, but some search engines like Yahoo Direct in the beginning, they use it to compile, take the help of the humans for preparing the directory of the pages. So, that is basically nowadays most of the search engines they are also using. So, apart from this human based powered directory and also automatic searching, automatic searching and crawlers. So, they are also using this hybrid type of search engines have been evolved now. So, another way of classifying the search engines is international and national. So, general and the subject oriented search engines. So, three ways we can classify. So, in the case of international search engines, basically Google or the Yahoo or Bing, all these search engines, they are available internationally, and they have also a provision for localizing the search engines into different languages or different countries. So, that is according to the country they can localize, or according to the language they can localize them. For example, if you go to Google, you find some of the language, Indian language like Hindi or Tamil or Telugu. So, you click on that one, the screen, Google screen appears in the Telugu, and Telugu content can also be retrieved through the search engines. So, this is basically the international search engines and the national search engines. And also each country has different national search engines. Like in India, there are more than 95 search engines already designed and developed and used in India. Like we have this 123 Co's or the Co's or Dundo or Guruji. So, like that we have national search engines in India. We can use them for the Indian content. Basically, for the Indian content, you can use the national search engines. So, apart from the other classification of the search engine is general search engines, which generally they retrieve the information or the website from the different websites on any topic. That is just like your Google maybe. And there are some search engines specializing in the particular subject area, like Cyrus. It is basically science oriented. They only gives information, collect the information and you can retrieve the information only on science and technology. That is Cyrus is one. So, for the librarians, there is one search engines, that is librarians index to internet, that is one. So, LII.com, this is one librarian search engines. Like agriculture, you have AgFind, AgFind. So, AgriNet, like that, engineering.com, like that. We have biomedical search engines are also there. So, like that, for the searching the content on a specific subject, we have different search engines, apart from the general search engines, like as all you know about the Google. So, here the subject oriented search engines like Cyrus, it only avoids, filters the content, other content other than the subject content of the science. It only restricts to science content. Other web pages, they are filtered and they are avoided for displaying into for the users.
In fact, the R&D of the search engines is so huge now. Most of the organizations are involved in R&D activities in making the search engines more focused to the disciplines. So, in the sense when you have general purpose search engines and also you have specific targeted discipline oriented search engines, and we call in general terms as search tools, and the search tools are large in number now available for everyone from the internet to download and then use them for particular, maybe personal purpose, maybe in economics or in maybe social sciences in general, or in sciences or engineering, technology, as is one of the examples as mentioned by Professor Rao is Cyrus. And similarly, several search tools are quite important to search and filter the information and get a precise search results for the user. And we need to understand and we need to locate a proper search engine for using and then retrieving the information from the internet and also from the databases. And that is very important for us to look at that.
So, there are two types of, we can classify the search engines into basically two categories. One is general purpose search engines like Yahoo, Google and Bing and so on, and specialized specific task oriented or subject oriented search engines.
So, we can call them as search tools.
We can call them search tools.
Because tools are quite specific to a particular discipline.
Specific to a particular discipline. So, and out of the general purpose search engines, Google is most widely used, very popular search engine.
Yes, yes.
Sir, can you give our viewers some tips for effective use of the Google?
In fact, Google is a very general purpose search engine, and most of us, almost everyone, either in the schools or colleges or universities or even general people, are using Google as the search engine. The best results one can get if the Google toolbar can be downloaded and installed on your screen, then you can have the Google features readily available for searching. That is the best way of using the Google. Another one is like when you are making a search on the Google, the best thing is like what is say what is the average age of the person. Instead of the age of the person is, if you the answer can be typed in, then you can get a better result than the other things. Another one is when you have two words, the best thing is to put it in a quotes, then you can get a combined result of the search. Instead, the Google will not search each word.
It's a phrase search.
It's a phrase search.
Okay.
The phrase search results will be quite accurate in that sense. And another way of looking at is if you want to avoid or you want to delete one particular word from, you put a minus mark, whichever the word you want to be not part of your search, you can put a minus mark and then make a search.
So, this minus mark and is usually used for Boolean search, is it, sir?
Yeah, in the Boolean search we do use and or not, and these are all general, but these are specific tip to avoid certain kinds of things in this. So, that is one, and you can see that suppose the lines you want to search something called, you want to see the different types of lions in India, and you want to avoid the Gir. Gir is a big forest where different kinds of lions are available in this. So, you can avoid that and then search the lines outside the classification of the different types of lions. So, in that particular sense, in that, and also you can use the Google as a white pages or an yellow pages, where the phone numbers of people is possible to make a search. And what you do normally is you say phone book colon, then the name of the person, the city and the town, city and the country. Then you can get the phone number along with the address also. And this is very good feature on the Google right now available for that. And also you can take suppose if you are sending a package on a courier, you can track that package using a package tracker on the Google itself. And you can retrieve the maps using a STD or ISD number of the country and the city. You can you can get a map of that particular city or particular country as well. And you can use that Google as a calculator, Google as a time, and Google also measure even the units of inches to feet and feet to any other measurement. You can definitely do that on that, and you can even calculate the percentages directly on the Google search itself. And another one very good example is the stock. Today's everybody is looking at the stock market. So, you can type the stock market's information on that, and then you can get a particular stock, what is happening at that particular time of searching. It's possible to do that. So, that making a search strategy is important, but how to use a Google and how to use Google to a specific purpose or specific type is very important for all of us to know, so that we can get the information from the Google, very precise information from the Google, what we look for and what we expect from the Google to get and get the good answers out of that.
To make our viewers better understand, along with demonstration, we have searched the Google using the different words features which were explained by Dr. E. Ramireddy, and you can see go through these PowerPoints. In the first slide, we have typed in the Google search bar phone book : E. Ramareddy followed by the city. So, it has displayed the PDF file along with his address and also the phone number which is available. So, it is displayed. In the next slide, you can see that in the search bar, we have typed weather and then Hyderabad. So, the results, you can see that now the weather is 32 degrees centigrade, and also it displays the wind NE at 10 kilometers per hour and humidity 31%. In the next slide, we have typed time Chicago. You can see the time is displayed as 2/8 Sunday and then time in Chicago, USA. So, and then if you type define philosophy, the word define philosophy has retrieved the dictionary meaning, noun, and then all the it acts as a dictionary, and then all the dictionary meaning, dictionary definitions for the word philosophy are displayed. In the next slide, you can see in the search bar, we have typed what is the equivalent of 5,000 Indian rupees. 5,000 INR in US dollars. It has displayed 5,000 Indian rupees is equal to 100.14 US dollars. That means, we can use the Google also as a converter, currency converter.
Yes.
And then in the next, this example, we have typed Hyderabad map. Immediately it has displayed the map of the Hyderabad. You can see in the visual the Hyderabad map. Here it has displayed Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh. And then the same maps you can also search in a different way, that is ISDN 91 followed by the STD code 040 and then map. If you type this, it will take you directly to the maps and directions Hyderabad along with the phone numbers, fax numbers and so on and so forth. So, like this we can use Google not only for searching the searching with the natural language or keywords, but we can use the Google as a dictionary, we can use the Google as a calculator, we can use the Google for several other purposes, for displaying the maps information, for getting the maps information, for getting the definitions. Like a dictionary we can use the Google as to find the synonyms, and like this there are several other features like Dr. Ramireddy garu has explained. There are several features which are included in the Google. So, you can, these are some of the tips.
In fact, now there is even the flight flight movement can be tracked on the Google.
Okay.
If you type the flight number, then you can see whether is it on the flying and where it is. You can do that as well. And suppose if you want to search your car, the engine number.
Okay.
Suppose if you have a engine number, if you input in that, it will give you the brand name of the car and then also who owns that car. So in the sense, it has so many features. The R&D work of the Google is at a very high level of activities. So that's why one reason is the Google is more of useful and more popular, and even the students in the schools and colleges use Google with more comfort in that
So
sense.
do you mean to say other search engines do not have these features, or
They do have, but the Google has more and more features.
Yeah.
That's the only
Additional
difference.
features.
Yes.
I think Google receives more than 100 million queries per day.
per day?
So, per day from throughout the world.
It's a very largely
It's
used.
a very largest search engine. So some of the statistics available about the Google or the search engines, Google stands the number one as far as the queries or the database of this web pages indexed by this Google. So the top pays 85.35%, 85.35% of the total volume. That is the number one. Next, followed by Yahoo, 6.29%. Then the Bing, that is 3.29%. So Google occupies the number one position.
Yeah.
So the others, it is very difficult to reach that stage. So, but Google is a natural language search engine, you can say. You can give any word you can give. But there is one restriction. It contains only 32 words in a query.
Okay.
Not more than that one. So you can use this any combination of the words like as you said Boolean operators. You can use and or not, these things, or phrases or anything. Apart from this, it also gives searching. It searches the proximity searching. It has the ability to search the proximity searching with the width or ADJ adjacent, like that. It can also entertain such features also. So that is and also field searching or the type of the format of this file format. You can also search for these PPTs.
Like PPTs
Or PDF documents or doc documents or the music documents or any
format.
Any format. Even as you said, the maps are there. So it's a very fantastic search engines, you can say that.
Thank you, Dr. Chandrasekhar Rao garu, for now we have a phone call here. We are receiving a phone call. Hello. Hello. Yes. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, we are here.
University Librarian, Satyasai University, Puttaparthi.
Okay.
Okay, good afternoon, and Dr. Ramreddy Garu and Dr. Chandrasekhar.
Yes.
Very good afternoon to you.
Explained about the search engines, and very layman also by sitting at a common place, you can understand what is what happened, how to go through the different search engines. Excellently you are explaining. And if it is also explained, that will be, I think, very good, purposeful for the junior librarians and the normal, I think, degree college librarians, how to go through different, for example, there are two ways, I think, as you are well aware, bibliographic databases and full text databases. For example, if you want to go to the SciFinder or Inspect, or for example, a management librarian, if you want to go through the EBSCO database, how to go through. For example, a normal librarian while sitting in a junior college, he wants to go through different database sources in the management courses. He wants to definitely good connection with the EBSCO database. How to go through practically? Then practically you can go through just while using the Google, you can what sites you can make use and how to make use that resources and how to just purposefully just that information can carry out to the users better practically. That you please try to analyze and explain to the users. That will be my good suggestion. Generally, and what we are just while clicking on the Google, Dr. Ramareddy means that again full text will come, that everybody knows they are going through it. They not only librarian have. As a librarian normally, what good search engines for the full text material, either in the bibliography database or full text databases, how to, as a librarian, how to make use these search engines and how to get the full text information, and the same thing as a librarian, how to convey and pass on this information to the users. Please go through that and that. Please concentrate on that. It will be useful for the many junior librarians, any management executives and other information. So there are biotechnology.
Thank you, Dr. Raja Rao.
Tata Rao.
Yeah, today's topic is only the search engines. As you said, we can also take up another topic for the next teleconference on bibliographic databases and how to search.
We have already covered it.
We have already covered it. Maybe you might have not seen that one, but again, we will take up a relevant topic on that one.
Because most of the bibliographic databases and then commercial databases have their own search techniques, and they have their own search inbuilt into their databases. They do not use the Google or Yahoo or any other general purpose search engines or even search tools. What we are today talking is mostly on how to make a search on the internet and how to retrieve information using search engines and search tools. But specific like the database searching, a publisher would have their own specific search tool. So, in that sense, it has to be a separate topic for discussion, and this is mostly for the students, as you rightly said.
Thank you very much, sir. We have another phone call coming here. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please introduce yourself.
My name is Yadgir, madam, MLISc and BRAOU.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Namaskar, madam.
Yes, what is your query? What is your question?
We are Google is presently helping to students and librarian staff and general people also.
Yes.
Yes.
My thinking is we are convert the knowledge of their dual type, 10 types of knowledge. Based on like that, we need some search engines like a social science search engines and general search engines, 10 types.
Yes.
Understand, ma'am?
You want to know information about the library science search engines, is it?
Yes, ma'am. And how can I, this is no type of, my library science search engine, I know, how can I get information? Can general kind of people also know how they want to search the mathematics student and biological student,
that's
student,
the
same thing.
and social science student.
Like
Yes, just now Dr. Chandrasekhar Rao Garu has explained what are the different general purpose search engines and also the subject specific search engines also he has covered in detail. Yes, sir, can you please explain once again to clarify the doubt of our student?
Yeah. We have general search engines like Google, as you know. So, the other search engines, suppose if you want to search on the scientific topics, so this is Cyrus is there, SCIRUS, cyrus.com. You can go to that search engines, you can biology or mathematics or engineering or technology, anything articles, any full text articles you can also retrieve through these search engines. So,
same
like
SciFinder is another one.
Yeah. So, like that AJ Find is one for the agriculture. So, engineering.com is another one for the engineering. Like that we have the librarians
PubMed also.
index to the internet, there is one for the library science. So, like that PubMed is already there for this medicine. So, that way you can search all the search engines. Again, I think your MLISc current MLISc student.
Yes.
So, we have one announcement to make for the MLS students and BLISc students that our winter school, we are starting the winter school on 27th of this month for Hyderabad and Warangal students. So, if you have any specific queries, you can come to the, when you attend the classes, you can ask the teachers or you can ask the faculty members like Saroja, Dr. Saroja or myself will explain you in detail at that time. So, BLISc Winter School we are starting from 30th October to 5th November. So, the students of BLSC may note down these points. We have already sent these SMS messages to all the students for MLISc and BLSC at the study centers Hyderabad and Warangal, where we have postponed these winter schools. Now we are holding that, we are rescheduling them.
Thank you, sir. Sir, to give you an overview of what all we have discussed so far, we have discussed the concept and what is a search engine, and then we have seen how a search engine works, the web crawlers to find the different web pages, and then the contents get indexed, and then finally the results are sorted before presented to the users. And then we have also discussed the different categorization of the search engines into general purpose search engines and also the subject specific search engines. And then we were discussing about you have also given the effective tips for effective use of the Google, and then not only for searching using the natural language, Google can also be used for different purposes like for currency converter, and then dictionary, synonyms to find out the synonyms, so on and so forth. We have to track the airways, the timings, and then so on and so forth. We have discussed what are the other features that are provided by the general purpose search engine Google. So, Sir Chandrasekhar Rao garu, can you please explain the other search engines, important search engines like Yahoo is there, Bing is there, then other ask.com is also gaining very popularity. Yeah. Then can you explain briefly about these search engines?
Yeah, Yahoo International you can see on the web. So, you can go to the URL of churchyahoo.com, that is the URL of this one. So, Yahoo was founded by David Philo and Jerry Young. It is also another commercial general purpose search engine. So, from 1995 onwards it is available to the public. Actually, it started as a Yahoo directory where they used it to collect website and they to list out all these websites from different organizations with different sites. So, Yahoo also localized for the 40 languages, whereas Google it is localized for the 124 languages, whereas this Yahoo is localized for the 40 languages. So, you can it is available in many of the countries. So, this is the second largest search engine, and it also has different, you can also retrieve different HTML pages from this one. So, there are many file formats are there. So, like file form, PDF format or doc format or PPTs, all these any type of file on any subject you can retrieve from this Yahoo search engine. So, there is one Yahoo Assist. So, those who find difficult to retrieve anything, so you can take the help of this Yahoo Assist. This is a very good feature of this search engine, Yahoo search engine. So, coming to the third largest search engine, that is Bing. It is owned by Microsoft. So, actually we have Microsoft Live, then Windows Live Search and MSN Search. All these are now merged into this Bing. This is the latest one.
Sir, bingo, I think the word must have been derived from bingo.
Bing, yeah.
Or is there any special significance to the name coined? I think I have read it somewhere that the president of the Bing has explained that Bing in Chinese, it means that it could fetch whatever you require. It could I mean it will return good results. So, that is why they have taken, and it being a very short word which can be used for the URL also, they have introduced this word Bing, from which resembles bingo. The sound
Yeah, it's a usual sound which
which
is normally
sound
used.
which is not
Yes.
used.
Yeah, the slogan of the search engine is Bing and decide.
Bing and decide.
Bing and decide. So you bring this data and decide whether it is useful or not. That so you can go to this URL of www.bing.com. This is a
You
URL
can
of-
see the visual here
Yeah, that,
from the
yeah.
system.
So then Bing search engine. So as I told you, this is the third largest search engine. Then it has a very good future. The subject content on health information. It's very strong in providing the health information. So it has like other websites, general websites, you can see this information searching these words, terms, keywords, and the phrases you can search. So the another feature of this Bing search engine is the background of this home page is changed daily. So daily, so in Google also you see often the search in the background of this the search engine. You can see the different graphics you will see on the Google. But sometimes now and then it changes. So, but Bing always daily it changes its background. That is a very good feature of this one. So you can have the videos, you can have these audio files and they apart from this, and also it gives sports information and images, photos, all these things. Then the email, Hotmail is integrated into this search engine. This is another good feature about this Bing search engine. So then another you asked about the ask.com, ask.com. So this is another general search engine, but it entertains the natural language searches. You give the query, just like ask, you give this, what is the height of Himalayas. You can give in a natural language type questions, and it will give you this information. Apart from this retrieving the information, it also gives information about the news as well as dictionary, weather forecast, just like Google. You have seen that one. Then RSS feeds if you want to give any information or feedback. So then the search engine has the facility to provide that information. So these are the general search engines, including this Yahoo International or the Bing or the ask.com. So like that you have the Mama is there, Lycos is there. So there are several search engines are there. So you can, as I told you, Cyrus is a science search engine, mainly for the science content. You can go to this Cyrus search engine, www. You have any visual on that?
It's
No. www.scirus.com. This is the URL of this one. So the Cyrus has 440 million web pages. It has included index 440 million web pages. So you can also the kind of the quantity, the large quantity of information being indexed by this, provided by this search engines, basically restricting to the science subject. If there are other than science subject web pages, generally they filter out and they give you only science and technology. The subject categories you can also see on this one. So basically it gives full text articles from different sources, mainly the free content. Free content is given. So if you go to this, what is the commercial sites like Scopus or this EBSCO's this, then you will find this, you have to pay for this one. Some of the content is also full text articles are also available. So for example, American Physics Society, APS Physics is also one, archives.org one, then digital libraries, even Indian Institute of Science digital archives, all these things are available, can be, the information could be retrieved from the Cyrus search engine. It's very useful mainly for the science and technology people. So these are the one. Apart from this, the companion of the Google, one more, that is Google Scholar. So you can go to the URL of scholargoogle.com. So you will find the it's just like a bibliographic database. So there you will find the full text articles you can retrieve. Actually, sometime back, the Microsoft has also started Windows Live Academic. So they want to, as a competitor for this Google Scholar, but we don't know. But this Google Scholar has become very famous, mainly for the scholarly articles. If you go to the Cyrus is restricted to science subjects, but if you go to Google, Google is a scholarly article from any subject. So if you, those who are really interested on the research type of activity, they want information, you can go to the Google Scholar.
Many of us, many of the faculty or scientists use it for citation. For citation analysis, you can use the Google Scholar, like the Scopus or like or the Web of Science. In that sense, you can use this as one of the citation analysis one. And most of the search engines and search tools, we can see that they support the natural language queries and also Boolean. Boolean is a structured way of putting a query, but in natural language, a layman can directly input whatever the person wants and it retrieves in that sense. All this is important because the information overload is so heavy today, because a lot of information is available on the in the formats of digital format and in different other formats as well. So, when you have the information overload is so much, and naturally to control that information, you need to have the search tools and techniques to make proper searches and retrieve information what is required. Today we also we talk about the information literacy is one of the part and parcel of how to make best use of the databases and the resources, so that we can search them properly, and we need to understand the literacy part of the information, because the information overload is one which is causing so much.
So, millions and billions of pages are available on the internet.
Yes.
Do you think that the Google or any other search engine, it will be able to index all the web pages that are present on the web?
In fact, that is what is becoming a problem now. Today, it says more than 800 million pages are not indexed yet. And you can see how much of information is still not visible, in spite of the fact we have so many search engines, so many search tools. In the sense, there is more and more R&D is required, and more robust search engines need to come out, so that the entire gamut of information which is coming out, huge quantities, can be organized and can be indexed, can be stored to retrieve in that sense. So, it's going to be very daunting task for the R&D people to get into and then use more and more features into their search engines, so that the better results are going to be satisfy the end user in that sense.
Yeah, millions and millions of documents are there, and if you are retrieving so much of information, so you can somewhere restrict the information, retrieving the maybe thousands of articles through going through the advanced search. So, if you go to this only basic search, if you give the term, so you will get the so many articles. If you, for example, if you go to give this any term like India, and you will get millions of documents on this term keyword. So, if you go to the I am feeling lucky, so there are two options are there. One is I am feeling lucky. So, those articles which are ranked, so those articles will appear on the first page of that one. So, retrieve documents. So, that is why, so you can restrict that article, and ranked articles you can see that one. So, the another way of restricting that one is go to the advanced features, advanced search. So, you after that one you search, then go to this, there is another option giving there.
What are the features of this advanced search?
So, you can use these Boolean operators, or you can use the phrase search, or you can restrict the years. For example, the history of India, what are the years from during that period? Maybe you are using from 1947 to 50 or 1947 to 60, so that you can restrict the number of
the currency of the information also.
Yeah,
we can
that is also another way. So, like that you can avoid certain things by using the not operator, Boolean operator. So, or minus sign, like that.
And also languages.
Languages you can use that one. So, like that you can restrict the articles using
Formats.
this. Yeah, like a PDF articles or doc formats or any other. So, even you can restrict the blogs. So, the blogs may be containing some additional information. So, if you want to restrict the only PPTs, you want only that. So, if you are preparing for a lecture. So, naturally generally what we do teach is generally we see that what are the PPTs already have been created by somebody, and we can see that one what is the content embedded in that one, and we can use them for that one. So, these are some of the tricks you can use, and then restrict the quantity of information coming out.
Sir, we have discussed in detail about the search engines, but what is the role of librarians in using the search engines? Can you please quickly explain, because the time is short.
See, the role of librarians is making the awareness of the search engines and its usefulness. Maybe a small tutorials or the librarians can conduct as part of their ongoing programs, so that the people who are interested, who is coming into the libraries, can try to learn, and but for that you need to have a structured kind of a module where you can try to expose to them. Because today what we see, many people know how to search a general purpose search engine, but not many people know how to search specialized discipline specific search engines, and also more deep searching, like deep web we talk about. When we talk about deep web, is nothing but like mining the information from lot of information which has come in. When you have to mine the information and get the information, so naturally you need to have an understanding of the search engines and its usefulness, and it is the role of the librarians to make the students at a very young age, to let them learn, so that it becomes part of their activity as they go into the colleges and then to the universities. And then they get into the works, they will be able to make a better search, and better information can be retrieved from the huge information which is out there on the internet and in various databases.
Apart from this, the modern search engines, they are also integrating the Web 2 tools. So, the social networking tools, they can be integrated, and we can use for the library faster communication among the librarians.
So, with the growing enormous information on the internet, the users need robust search engines which help them in retrieving the information. Today, teleconference program, we have discussed many aspects of the search engines, like from the definition we have proceeded to the different search techniques, basic search, advanced search, and also tips for effective use of different search engines, and we have known some specialized search engines. Thank you very much, sir, for coming to the studios and discussing this topic for our students. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.